Hey everyone, it's Jeffry Yancoskie again. I couldn't get anyone yet again for this video because my parents are out of town and my friends are at the beach. So, right now, I'm just going to do the speech alone. I should be getting them all by next week, so I can get 5 people at least. But without a doubt, let's begin. Close your eyes for a minute. Dream of something big. Something you've been dreaming about as your kid. You're in Game 7. You score the overtime winning goal. All the jubilation and all that energy is just now gone. All because you just won the hardest trophy in sports. What trophy am I talking about? I'm talking about the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup is 126 years old this year. The article that I chose to talk about talks about 125, so it's only a year behind. Other than that, it's a 126-year-old trophy. So without a doubt, let's begin. Sir Frederick Arthur Stanley, how you got the name Stanley Cup, was by him. He actually didn't create the trophy itself. What he did was he bought it for approximately $50 worth. And then he introduced it into the game of hockey as he wanted it to be for the Canadian Commerce team of winning, so basically their Olympic team. And it was for the Canadian governor, since this was his token of being the general for the governor. It is once again created out of silver and nickel alloy. It's by far the heaviest trophy to win in all professional sports, etc. It's very hard. Very hard, very heavy. It all started alone with just a bowl that is on top of the trophy itself. But later on, as it kept going, they thought, hey, why don't we put, engravement on the trophy itself? So that is what they did. They then put engravements on the trophy itself, and ever since then, they've had to expand it from what it was. So it started as a bowl, and then it got a couple of rings, like little silver, nickel alloy rings, to eventually what it is today with 6 to 5 rings on towards the bottom, and they're much bigger. This is because not only is the team name that is engraved on the trophy, it's also every player that's been on that team, and every player that played more than half the games, which is 41. So if you played 41 games and, for instance, missed the rest of the season due to an injury, you would still make it on the Stanley Cup if you were to be injured. The Stanley Cup at first was not introduced into the NHL until 1947. In 1947, the Stanley Cup trustees signed with the NHL so we can physically put it into the game of NHL. But did that stop any other team for trying to play for that trophy? No. So in 1947, the NHL had the rights to it, but it didn't stop any other, hockey league from getting to it. The trophy itself currently has a lot of scars, a lot of dents in it, and it actually is scratched up at the bottom. I will show you all in a video of what it looks like. I will attach it on a PowerPoint link down below. Take a look at it. Once again, I would have been better prepared if I had people in front of me, but everyone's gone. So I would like that to be, I would like you all to see why it's so hard. The scratches, the trophy itself is literally nicknamed the Imperfect Perfect, and that is because of all the scratches, dents, everything you can even imagine on that trophy. There's even been messed up names where they spell Boston with instead of the O as a Q. This has happened. Everything like this has happened. There's even been a name that's just 16 X's, meaning they were trying to put that person's name in it. They never did. So it just has 16 X's in it. Wayne Gretzky. Everyone knows him. He's probably the biggest icon of all of hockey. He even says that the NHL, even though it has a rich history, the Stanley Cup has a richer history. And that's why everyone wants it so bad. It's literally the game where you put your blood, sweat, and tears into. Literally, if you look down below, there's literally a video called No Words. The simple question is, what is it like to win the Stanley Cup? They have no words. It's simply because this is the hardest trophy of all time to ever win. And guess what? They did. And when they do, they have their names etched in for history, which is another video. Names in history. Lastly, I want to quote Commissioner Gary Bettman, who says, "To see the raw emotion and passion that the players have for the game, what they have been through, and their feelings embracing the Stanley Cup, it's sheer joy." Once again, going back to the point of it's the hardest trophy in all of sports to win. You win this, you're golden. I mean, I'm willing to show you my replica. It's not the greatest thing, so if you laugh, I understand. But the Stanley Cup looks something like this. You know, not obviously not with all those rings, but this is exactly what it looks like. It's got ring, 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 ring. And then it ends with the silver bowl on top. So once again, I want to thank you all for taking the time of listening to me. I will include the PowerPoint down below. I promise. Look at it, and you'll see why it's literally so emotional just to win this thing and put your name into history. Thanks, and God bless.